The Intamin manufactured terrain roller coaster Taiga is the ride that has coaster enthusiasts from all over the world flocking to this small amusement park in Finland.
My maybe #1 bucket list coaster right here. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Nice park that we've walked through to get here. Super hilly and oh my god, I can't wait.
Welcome to another round of reviews from theme parks around the world. This trip will take us through the country of Finland, 4 days of amusement parks at 3 of the largest parks in the country before heading out onto the next country. LINNANMAKI, translating to Castle Hill, is an amusement park in Helsinki, Finland. It opened in 1950 and it's owned by the non-profit Children's Day Foundation. What started as a 3-year lease for a recreational area grew into the popular park that it is today. The park is the oldest and most visited amusement park in Finland, garnering over 1 million guests annually. 8 total roller coasters pack the relatively small terrain park, and plenty of other activities to do, making it worth a full day stop. The locals gave the name Water Castle Hill because of the 2 water towers located up on the hill where the park sits today. These are no longer in operation. However, the towers are protected by the city and they cannot be demolished. The large cylindrical tower houses an indoor roller coaster called Linnurata Extra, a fun family coaster that you can ride with or without VR. For parking, you can pay by the hour just steps away from the entrance, or you can park at Amo Park in Valilla for €3. This underground lot is a 15-minute walk from the park, about 1 kilometer, and you must visit a ticket booth at the park to get a voucher to receive that €3 parking, and then you pay back at the parking lot. So don't forget to get that ticket, but this is probably the best way to park at the park if you're looking for budget parking. The large wooden roller coaster at LINNANMAKI is an icon at the park, a side friction coaster that requires a brakeman. The ride is similar in layout to the Rutsjebanen at Tivoli Gardens in Denmark, and it opened in 1951. Roller coasters are generally located around the edge of the park, which means all of them offer incredible views of the surroundings. There's a powered mock roller coaster here just on the edge of a cliff. There's a spinning ride by Mauer Rides, and there's a mock e-motion coaster that make up the thrilling family coasters. Tulireki was the first, and it's the only operating e-motion coaster left. This is a coaster that has springs to allow the vehicles to kind of rock around. However, it really is completely unnoticeable once you're on the ride, so the effect doesn't really work out. All 3 of these family coasters have really unique views and fun layouts. Kirnu is an Intamin sack spin. It's known for being one of the more extreme roller coasters on the planet because of its intense spinning, especially if you are unbalanced with the riders to the back of you. You can really kind of land upside down, which is pretty crazy. And this, along with Ukko, are 2 of the more insane rides at the park. A Mauer Ride Skyloop, it towers over the park right at the entrance, an intense and off-the-shelf model known for its crazy hang time and pretty strong G-forces.
Oh no.
The main reason to travel to this theme park is Taiga. The Intamin multi-launch coaster is an extremely sought-after roller coaster for many coaster enthusiasts, and it was really a bit surreal to finally see this ride in person, let alone be on the ride itself. It's crazy that this one ride is really what brought me all the way to Finland. After my first ride, I don't want to say I was disappointed by Taiga, but I was maybe disappointed with Taiga. It's definitely got the potential, but it maybe rides too much like the POV, so it's always a little bit of a letdown during that first ride. It's always a tough thing to have happen. But during the second day of riding, I really do have to say I loved this ride, and it really is special. Beginning with this reverse heartlined element, meaning that you're kind of flung around the outside of the element instead of in a traditional roll where the track is rotating around the rider. It turns you to the right, but it wraps back around to the left and downhill. It's a pretty comfortable element for how it looks, and it's got some fun lateral G-forces and plenty of negative Gs, really something this coaster is full of. The ride meanders a bit down and then back up the hill into the main launch, past the gift shop, and then up a top hat. This element isn't the best element on the ride versus other top hats. It kind of ranks down there as maybe one of the worst top hats. Airtime's pretty limited at the top because of the shape and how it only drops down about 100 feet instead of the full 170. But then it goes into definitely one of the best elements I've ever experienced. It's this downhill stall. It feels normal to start out, but then drops down a substantial amount, reaching probably close to the top speed of the ride. It's really an awesome sensation to drop down so far during this stall. And then after this, the ride is really paced excellently to the finish. This standard Immelman isn't anything spectacular. It does look good, but it's another point of the ride that I think could have been improved with the rotation into this element, maybe starting earlier, make this a non-inverting Immelman. You're then back up to the highest point of the ride, over the ride station, and then through this downhill S-turn section, which really is the best part of the ride for me. Nice turns left and right, and then whipping you down and to the left to one of the lower points on the hill, and then back up the hill again. Intamin takes a bit of inspiration from Mach Ride's Helix here for the finale, finishing off with a quick heartline roll before the brake run. Taiga is one of the best roller coasters in the world. Is it the best? It's very close. I think with one massive straight airtime hill and maybe the shape of these two major elements being shaped more radically, and it's probably there. For now, it sits around my top 5 out of 900 different roller coasters, so it's really, really good. I'd have to think about it some more, but it is one of the best roller coasters I've done. It's better than Velocicoaster and many of the other Intamin multi-launches out there. Don't miss the haunted house located near Taiga, definitely the strongest of the non-coaster rides in the park. At LINNANMAKI, you'll also find a slightly haunted walkthrough with a mirror maze, plus a pretty odd circus-themed dark ride. A drop and a shot tower, a water rapids ride, a new Intamin gyro swing coming this year, and a large collection of classic flat rides are littered across this park. It's really a great collection in this small but really packed full city-style theme park. A very well-rounded lineup. Food was also pretty good in the park, and eating inside the park is recommended by me. There's plenty of options, and there's some nice views from the restaurants as well. It's also worth noting that the rides close their lines a bit early so that even the ride vehicles are completely empty by the posted closing time, so take that into account when you're planning those final rides. The train for Taiga here was actually getting taken off the track a minute before the park posted closing time. Something really quite common and normal throughout European theme parks. That was it for our time at LINNANMAKI, and we'd head north about 5 hours with this drive all the way up to Power Park. This theme park, really looking forward to Junker here, the Gerstlauer launch coaster. That'll do it for this time. Thanks as always for watching. And until next time, see ya.